Hey everybody. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a subject that's a little sensitive for me to open up about. And it's kind of a sensitive subject for a lot of people, and that is the topic of alcohol. Why is it sensitive for me? Because tomorrow marks 3 months that I haven't had any alcohol at all. And so I really wanted to talk about this because I think for a lot of you out there, this topic is a sensitive subject, but it actually hits home in a lot of ways because I think more than not, there are a lot of people out there who drink more than they want to, who are telling themselves that they love drinking. I used to be that person. And it's really doing them no good. So I'm going to talk about it and how I kind of decided not to drink anymore and how I got there. And how it's helping me. So here we go. All right, here we go. So how did I get here? 3 months, it's not a big amount of time. For a lot of people who maybe have been sober for a long time, they're at years. And for me, this was just starting with I don't want to drink anymore. I feel like I'm drinking too much and I just want to cut back. So, but the reason why I got here, there was a lot of things that led up to my decision to stop drinking. A couple things were, I had a baby in November of 2018. And, postpartum is really hard. A lot of people don't tell you about, the problems that come with it, with, the mental battles, okay? So you have this baby, you love it so much, you're filled with joy. Maybe you're not right away. That's okay too. But it's hard, and there's sleep regressions, there's teething, there's, lack of sleep from you. There's things that happen where, you're going through ups and downs, and you love this baby so much, but sometimes it can take a toll on you. And so when you get to the end of the night and the baby's down and you want to just relax and you want to cut the edge of the day down, a glass of wine or whatever your drink may be just sounds amazing, because it gives you that little bit of buzz and, kind of numbs the negative feelings that you might be carrying with you. And so if you don't have a baby and this is just, your normal work day, I think a lot of people can relate to that. They call it wind down. And so for me, I remember I read a blog post from the La Leche organization, their actual website, that said, moms, if you drink, I'm a breastfeeding mom. They were like, if you drink, a ton, you still are only transferring like 0.002%. Can't mark my words on that. You have to look at the post, and I'll post it below. But the blog post basically said you're doing a disservice to new moms, telling them that they can't drink once they have the baby because, really barely any alcohol is going into the breast milk. And so for me, I was like, well, the baby's down anyway. So, now I can have some wine, it's not going to the baby. And so I would sit down and I would have a glass and, watch a movie with my husband, and then, maybe have a second glass. And then what happened was, I was starting to drink a little bit more, and then I would sometimes have a third glass, and then I'd wake up in the morning and I'd feel groggy. The baby gets you up super early. And I would just feel like shitty. I would feel shitty. And then I would, be there for my baby, and I'd be the best mom. And, people from the outside are watching me thinking that I'm doing such a great job being a mom. But at night, I'm having this wine, and in the morning I'm feeling like crap. And, I'm also trying to lose weight postpartum, and it's just hard. And, everything was stalling. My weight loss was stalling. My energy, was lacking, and I just felt groggy all the time. And then what ended up happening was, I'd go to work, do all my motherly duties throughout the day, and then all I could be thinking about is like, are we gonna get wine tonight? Should I get wine? Should I text my husband and be like, I want wine? And so for me, wine was my drink. Red wine, it's good for you. It's good for your heart. A little wine won't hurt. And so, that turned into quite a few days per week that I was thinking about wine, and I wasn't thinking about it in the morning. You know, I wasn't waking up thinking about wine. The only thing I was thinking about when I woke up was, why did I drink last night? Especially on those mornings where I had to get up really early because the baby, whatever, didn't sleep. So, you know, so that what happened was I started seeing a trend, and that was that I was drinking a lot. And, you know, you see these memes and things like, talk to me after I've had my wine. You know, all these mom groups and memes and different commercials and things we see on Facebook. It's like everybody jokes about wine or alcohol or whatever being like the way we cope with life. And that's not how it's meant to be, you know? So I started taking a look at myself. And I think self-knowledge is so important, to know yourself truly. You know, that helps you build a better relationship with God. It helps you better your relationships with other people, and helps you better your relationship with yourself, because it's important to love who you are. And so I wasn't loving who I was. I was waking up depressed. I was waking up not resenting my baby, but I was close, you know, because it's hard. Tired, groggy, and then you have this like weight loss journey that I'm trying to do. You know, I signed up for a nutrition coach, eating right throughout the day, and then just ruining it all by having wine at night. And, you know, people would say, oh, wine's a good choice, but no, wine's full of sugar, alcohol's full of sugar, it spikes your blood sugar, and it makes you store fat. So bottom line, I wasn't reaching my goals, and I was feeling crappy. And going back to the self-knowledge part, I started looking like at my life, and I was like, you know, who have I been my whole life? And you know, who am I now? Who is the person that God wants me to be? Like, what is my calling? What is my purpose? You know, I'm a mother now. So like, how do I fit in this world as a mother, living the life that I live now? So I started looking at myself and just thinking about who I want to be for her and who I want to be for my husband. So I was on Facebook, and I saw someone post on a thread a comment about a book that they read. It's called The Naked Mind. And they were like, this was such a great book about alcohol. It's for anybody, you know, whether you think you're an alcoholic or not, you should read it or listen to it. So I was like, oh, cool. I have credits on Audible. So I downloaded it, and I just started listening to it in the car. And it was like, it was talking to me, you know, because looking at my life and who I want to be, I started thinking about all the mistakes that I've made, all the sins that I've done in the past, you know, the rebellion that I've had as, you know, a child, a teenager, just the mistakes. We all have mistakes, and, you know, I'm trying to live a good life. But I was looking back and thinking about every really bad thing, that I've done, every mistake that I've made. The really bad ones started with alcohol. You know, I'm not going to mention any of them here, but you know those things that you might have done, where you have some shame, and if you're like, I don't have that, you're lying to yourself, because there's definitely times in your life where you felt shame, or just maybe just felt like you weren't your true self. So I was thinking back to my life and going like, you know what, all the things that I regret, not all of them, but a lot of them started with me drinking, parties, or, you know, in college, and everything about it is wrong because it was so socially acceptable, you know, like we're just thrown advertisements all the time. Like, it's like, we can't wait to drink at this party. We can't wait to drink at the end of the night. And so it's normal. Like, it's totally normal. So where I was at is totally normal. If that's where you are at, it's totally normal, because we live in a heavily drinking focused society. So it's totally normal that those things happen, but that's not how I wanted to live. So I listened to the book, and I was like, this is it. Well, one thing I want to mention is that I challenged myself to 30 days no drinking, and did this with my husband. And so, as I was like 2 weeks in, then I started listening to the book, and then it solidified how I felt about stopping drinking. One thing I want to talk about with the book, The Naked Mind, is there was a point in the book where the author talks about alcohol around children. And she was like, I remember my parents drinking, and, I'd always want to sip. Can I taste that, Mom? Can I taste your beer? Can I taste your wine? And our parents are like, oh, no, honey, not yet. You're not old enough. But yet they're drinking in front of us this glorious nectar that we can't wait to have, and we're not allowed to have. But when we turn 21, then we finally get to have this alcohol, which is poison and causes our life to kind of this slippery slope that goes downhill, all these like ripple effects of negative things that happen. And it all stems from alcohol. But yet here we are as parents drinking it around our children, and our children see us drinking it, and we love this substance, but they can't have it yet. And so when they finally get to have it, it becomes a part of their life, and they're so excited to drink it because they haven't had it their whole life, and their parents have been having it. And then the cycle starts for them. And I was like, you know what? I don't even want to have my child see me drinking. I'm like, you know what? I thought about all of the parties that we've hosted. It's like, make sure there's alcohol, I just think about the people who get drunk and they're talking to you and they're like slurring the words. And I'm thinking like, I was that person at a couple parties, probably many. And there's kids around. So what are the kids thinking when they see adults like, slurring their words and just like laughing ridiculous at stupid stuff? And, I want to be an example. I want to be the example to my daughter and all, other people. And so I quit. So I stopped. And one thing I want to say is that the book really lays it out for you of why it is that we love alcohol so much. And one thing about the difference between the message in The Naked Mind versus like, I think that of Alcoholics Anonymous is, and I'm not, that isn't a wonderful organization. They're helping so many, but the point is that the problem is that many of us struggle with alcohol. Many of us are heavy drinkers, and we don't want to be, but we're like trapped in this, habitual drinking because that's like what we're doing every day. And it's like we want to stop, but the thing with Alcoholics Anonymous is we don't want to get to, I didn't want to get to the point where I'm like, I'm an alcoholic, and then I can carry that badge, and then that okays everything for me to stop drinking. I wanted to just stop drinking to feel better. And like, because I see myself drinking too much. I don't want to be like, I'm an alcoholic, and now I wear that badge and everybody can be like, oh, she's an alcoholic. No, how about we're all freaking drinking too much, and I want to just do something about it because I see it as a problem and I want to stop. And anyway, so The Naked Mind, basically.
I think it's important to note that I have been saying The Naked Mind this whole time, but it's actually This Naked Mind by Annie Grace.
So I was talking about The Naked Mind, the book, and how it just spoke to me because I felt like it was just talking to everybody, not just an alcoholic, not just someone who is hit rock bottom. How about just someone who sees that they are drinking too much, doesn't really want to, can't lose weight, has a daughter, has some kids, wants to improve their life. Like, that book is for you. That book is for everybody. That book is for the alcoholic. That book is for anyone and everyone, because everyone in this society is drinking too much. Bottom line. So what I loved about the book is that she just talks about everything that alcohol does, everything that's in it, how it's a poison. She talks about statistics of accidents and just things that are correlated with alcohol consumption versus other drugs. And basically, it boils down to that it's the most dangerous substance on the planet, if you look at the statistics. And so what happens is, like, you listen to this book and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting. This is really true. Wow. And then you get to the end and you're like, I'm not drinking again. So it's this, I basically decided I'm not drinking. It's not like I had to hit rock bottom, go to a meeting, wear the badge, and be like, everybody, I'm done for the rest of my life. And, I carry a lot of shame. It's just like, read the book and know the truths and then just stop drinking. That's it. And so I encourage you guys to listen to the book. One thing I will say is, on the Amazon reviews, there are some people that talk about how the author has taken lots of different things from other people's really good books. I don't know about those books, okay? I think the author did a great job talking straight to people who drink too much. And so whether she took some information and made it into her own words, I don't even care, because guess what? The message worked for me. So that being said, I'm at 3 months not drinking, and what has changed? Well, I've lost like 15 pounds. I'm clearer, my skin has cleared up, I'm less puffy in my face. I sleep like a rock. My workouts have improved. I feel more definition in my muscles. My house is cleaner. I don't have that fog in the morning. I feel like I can carry better conversation. I feel happier. I feel more alert. I feel there for my child. I feel there for my husband, there for my people, my friends, my community. I just feel overall that alcohol was doing me no good at all. It's almost like I wish I would have listened to that book early, like in high school when I went to my first party and a girl was like, here's a shot. And I was like, what's this? It's disgusting. You hated it. You hated that first taste of alcohol. It's like, that should have been a red flag, right? So anyway, that's it. 3 months, and will I ever drink again? That is the question. So one thing the book talks about is, like, by the end of this book, you should know, like, if you're ever gonna wanna drink again. I'm not tempted by drink anymore. I don't feel like I'm missing out. Like, I have a wedding coming up in a couple weeks. Do I want to drink at the wedding? I'm like, no, because I know what it does to me. I know that it's bad for me. I know that when I'm drinking heavily, I'm not really having fun. I'm just numbing myself. So it's like this self-realization of what alcohol actually does to you that sets you free from wanting it. So that being said, I feel like if I was in Italy at some old Nana's house who lives on a vineyard, and she brought out, family style food, and they had a little carafe of wine, and they were like, taste our wine that we made in our backyard that goes with this amazing lasagna and roast. Like, I might taste some wine to taste the wine, but I'm never going to drink again to get drunk. And it's like, that's it. Why are you drinking? Oh, because I like the buzz. Why do you like the buzz? Because why? Because it numbs you? Does it make you feel like you're having fun? Does it really? It doesn't. So if you like the taste of alcohol, that's one thing. If you like the taste of your beer, if you want to taste your wine, like, that's one thing. But are you drinking every night habitually, and it's just a part of your daily grind? Like, that is where it's a slippery slope. And that's one thing my coach told me, my nutrition coach, his name's Huggy, he's awesome. But he was like, just remember, alcohol can be a slippery slope. And I was just thinking about those two words, slippery slope. So my baby just woke up, so I gotta get going. But slippery slope, if you're drinking all the time, it is a slippery slope that is gonna end in a not good spot. So do yourself a favor, listen to the book, The Naked Mind. I'll let you guys know how my progress goes. I don't plan on drinking again. It's like not gonna be an issue because I don't want to. So it's just done. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful in some ways. And if you would like to see more of my videos, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.